Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Metcalf, and I watch the film so you don't have to. On this video, we're taking a look at one of the most exciting prospects in the 2026 NBA Draft, Kansas Jayhawk freshman Darryn Peterson. For me, personally, right now, as we enter the season, Darryn Peterson is my number one prospect. The way he moves on the court is special. The athletic tools are freakishly good. He's not the most explosive, he's not the strongest, but the way he glides from point to point with incredible footwork, the improvisation, the strength, the explosiveness. It's really fun. It's really special. It's really unique. And to go on top of all of that, his brain works at a different speed than everyone else out there on the court with him. He sees the floor well. He's disruptive on defense. He's a nasty shooter. He can score in a myriad of ways. And he's a really, really high level passer, especially for a two guard. Let's take a look at why Peterson is one of the top prospects and most exciting prospects in the country heading into next season. Welcome to film school. Let's dive in. As a shooter, Peterson has some instances that just make your jaw drop. Like, what in the world was that? Why are you taking that shot? Both good and bad. Some of the shot selection isn't always ideal, but when you're a superstar at the high school level, it's not always going to be perfect. I don't really care, because when we look at the mechanics, when we look at the quick release, the confidence, the variety, the difficulty level, it's kind of bonkers. It's what really sets him apart from a lot of two guards his age is his ability to get to any spot on the floor and knock down any shot imaginable, whether it's a straight pull-up, shooting off the catch, getting to his spots in the mid-range, implementing some really fun change of pace dribbling, showcasing the handle. I mean, just standard boilerplate catch and shoot in transition. Nothing but net there. Similar, we just see him drift over a little bit. So from here, he's trying to make himself available. As the ball kicks out, he just drifts into the middle of the floor, finds that open pocket, gets to a spot where late contest can't get there in time, knocks it down right off the catch. Now we see this on-ball roll. I love the in and out dribble, the change of pace, the way he explodes into different spots on the floor is wildly fun. And we're going to get into more of it later, but just little in and out, freezes the defender, gets to a spot, explodes up, late contest, way too late, knocks it down. Pick and roll, defenders go under. And that's deep. That's a reasonable spot to go under, especially at the high school level. When you're switching to pick and roll, Peterson's like, nah, screw your defensive coverage. I'm making you pay. You better respect me from out here. I believe that game he dropped 61. Defense probably could have been a little better. Handoff, again, AJ DeBonsa not stepping up all the way. Peterson's like, bet, I'm just going to knock this down in your face, plus the foul. The confidence, the difficulty level, it's special. It's really, really special. And it comes both in an on-ball and off-ball way that should translate to him being incredibly malleable as he moves up in competition levels and plays with different types of teammates. Now, the shooting is awesome, but what really gets me wildly excited is the different ways that Peterson gets to the rim, absorbs contact, finishes through contact, creates contact, draws a ton of fouls. I mean, that ability to go from 0 to 100 back to 0 back to 60 and just toy with defenders, the footwork, the improvisational ability, it's really special. And I know I sound like a broken record as I keep saying how special Darryn Peterson is, but there's a reason a lot of people, myself included, have him at 1 entering the season next year. And it's stuff like this, because we just saw how lethal he can be from outside. So defenders have to respect him from out there. They can't just sag off and let him play and dare him to shoot, because if they do, he'll just drop 8 threes on them in the blink of an eye. But when they press out on him, he has the handle, he has the footwork, he has the processing speed to just toy with them and make them look silly, and then get to the rim, finish through contact, draw a ton of fouls and one situations. The way that he does this stuff, guys his age don't move like this. Guys his age don't process and improvise like this. And yet he did it all season. So I love the versatility in these, where just simple crossover, blow by. Now we're at the rim, dunk, cool. Easy peasy, no issues. Same thing here. Little fake screen, and Bundelow's just going, setting up at the top of the arc, and Peterson sees that Bundelow's defender is not anticipating that Peterson's just going to go. AJ DeBonsa gets hung up a little bit, and Peterson's gone, finishes through the contact, does a really nice job, even though the defender stays attached here. He plants that right foot, gets really low, gets into the defender's body, takes away his ability to really even contest the shot, and then has the strength to finish through it. Just a nasty, nasty hesitation dribble. This type of stuff just is rude. Almost carries. Could maybe be called for a double dribble, but they didn't call it. And hand stays on top of the ball. Nasty little in and out. Freezes the defender. And bigs have no chance at that, because they have to respect the pull-up opportunity, or the threat of the pull-up. And if they don't step to it, then he's knocking down a pretty wide open three. When they do step to it, he's going to immediately process your decision and counter it with that nasty footwork. And now weak side defenders are going to get left out to dry and put on a poster. Calls for a screen. Similar thing. And just the footwork here is stupid good. So he initially wants to veer back here and split the defense here, but defender does a good job cutting that off. So instead, he uses a little escape dribble back out to his left, which then gets the little escape dribble, and then eyes up at the rim, gets the help defender to think he's going up for a shot. That causes the help defender to jump at him. That creates the opportunity for Peterson to split the defenders here, showcases his footwork, the balance, the strength to get through that really small crevice between those defenders, and then the scoring touch to float it over the tertiary help defender in this case. Nasty floater through contact. Just the way he toys with defenders is so much fun. Again, splits the defense here, has the strength to drop defender, tries to blitz him. Caden Boozer gets hung up on the screen. Peterson attacks the space. A lot of space in the middle of the floor here. Initiates that contact with the defender who switched onto him. Shrugs him off, has the strength, and then showcases that scoring touch. High pick and roll, and he's gone. Again, just that first step, that decisiveness of, I'm going to go, and then the ability to elevate, secures the ball high, and then just floats it really high off that glass above the square, drops it in against his momentum. That's a really tough shot that he made to look incredibly easy. High pick and roll, blows past, change of pace. Now we're going. I love the way that he always has his eyes up, and this is a great example of that, where as he attacks left here, he's looking to the middle of the floor. He's looking for his roller. He's looking for his teammate. He sees AJ is still in the lane, not a real clean passing angle there, so he keeps his dribble alive. And keeping his dribble alive as consistently as he does is a big, big differentiator, and why he's able to do a lot of the stuff that he does compared to those who can't. Keeps it going here. It would be really easy for him to just kill his dribble here, kick it there, kick it out there, reset. But instead, he likes that he has the switch here on the bigger defender. And he, again, simulates a little pass here by keeping his eyes up. And that little hesitation gets his defender to rise up out of his stance and keeps AJ more on that weak side, worried about his man in the corner. Now that he got his man out of his stance, Peterson's able to drive, attack that space. AJ's not rotating over because he's ball watching, but he's also worried about his man behind him in the corner. Peterson attacks the space that's given to him. That he's also created with those high eyes, the hesitations, by having his eyes up, his head up, that awareness always keeps defenders on their heels too, because they're worried about him letting a shot go or letting a pass go to a wide open cutter that they can't see. Instead, he just toys with them, gets a layup. Puts him in motion here, splits the defense. This is some of the stuff I think we'll see a little more of him, especially when he plays with more NBA level point guards and he's moved into more of a 2-guard role. Obviously, you don't want to take the ball out of his hands necessarily, but being able to be put in motion, run off screens, have plays drawn up for him, because his man's way behind the play. Help defender tries to blitz, and again, plants that right foot, explodes through, and now he's at the rim. Too easy. Empty corner pick and roll, gets that switch. That's one of the nastiest moves I have seen in a while. It's so fluid. The patience, because right here, AJ's thinking, oh crap, he's about to rise up, knock down a 3 in my face. I got to get out there. And instead, Peterson, again, keeps that dribble alive. He doesn't panic. He knows that AJ's closing out hard. He knows that the drop defender's about trying to scramble to recover back to Bundalo. So instead of forcing a tough pull-up 3 that gets a late contest, he just he baits AJ into this long closeout, crosses back over, and just glides to the rim for the easy dunk. Too fast, too explosive for that weak side rim protector. Here, I'm just crossing left, crossing right, a little shimmy shake, change of direction, toying with AJ DeBonsa, crossover, great job using the brush screen, goes narrow, veers back in front of AJ to, again, reuse that screen and guarantee that AJ can't recover inside. Little in and out dribble, hits the drop defender. Now he attacks that space, adjusts, floats it over. It's so much fun. I don't know how you can watch Darryn Peterson and not just giggle about some of the stuff he does. Gets AJ spinning like a top here, can't get through the screen, adjusts through the contact, plus the foul. And then just too big, too athletic, bully ball, finish through the contact. Great patience, composure, ball security. Plants that right foot, steps through, secures high. This is incredible balance. To plant right there. He's really low. That allows him to explode through on that step through. Plants on his left, keeps that ball high, 2 hands on it at all times. Ensures that he's able to get through situations like that consistently, and finishes with the soft touch off the glass. His handle, the ability to improvise, it's scary stuff. And this is him as a high schooler. Now imagine what this will all look like in just a couple years. Peterson's scoring and shooting capabilities and that scoring versatility is incredible. It's really special, and at a high school level, it stands out. It pops in a big way. But that only gets you so far. You have to be able to do more. You have to be able to dribble, shoot. He can do both of those, but you also have to be able to pass. The real superstars at the next level, not only in college, but in the NBA, also create for others. They use that scoring gravity. They use that ability to get to wherever they want to create awesome advantages for themselves, but also their teammates. And that's something in Peterson's game that I think gets slept on way too much, is his playmaking capabilities. From an interior passing standpoint, we saw how fun he is getting downhill to create for himself, but he does it for teammates as well. So denies the screen here, gets downhill, initiates that contact, shrugs off the defender, spins back middle, draws the rim protector out of his spot, away from the restricted area, and just no hesitation, little flashy left-handed shovel pass to his teammate, sets up the dunk. Here we see him in an off-ball roll, lifting off that pin-down screen and now curling middle. From here, they just accelerated the speed at which they're getting into an empty corner pick and roll. And for some reason, the opposing big defender is out here. Tough. But since he's there, and as Peterson curls off that pin-down screen that DeBonsa chases him through, Peterson knows that he now has 2 guys on him. The other 3 are on the weak side, and that his teammate is about to roll to the rim really hard because there's nobody impeding him. He Peterson recognizes it, draws the defenders out just an extra step, changes the release angle, sets up his teammate. ISO drive, drives through the contact, draws both Boozer brothers who try to trap him, but Peterson's eyes are always up. Really good cut here from Bundalo. Peterson rises up, sees Bundalo coming into the lane here, feeds him right on the money. Easy dunk. This is the type of scoring gravity and defensive manipulation that a lot of guys don't develop until they're a little older, and it's a mainstay in Peterson's game, and especially around the rim. Some of this interior passing stuff is incredibly fun. And when we think about him playing with Floyd Badunga next year, some of the empty corner pick and roll stuff that they'll be able to run when Badunga rolls hard or cuts in from the dunker spot from the weak side when Peterson's operating in isolation, now it's like, oh, they're going to have the opportunity to put on some highlights. Again, just like this, empty corner pick and roll. Peterson does a really good job of recognizing where the space is, attacking it, drawing the second defender, shifting release angle yet again, shoveling it to his teammate. Easy dunk. He gets to the rim whenever he wants to create for himself, but also for his teammates. Like his scoring, I love how Peterson isn't just a one-trick pony when it comes to his playmaking. He's really good at creating for guys around the rim, whether they're rolling or cutting, but he also always has his eyes up and sees the floor really well. And that allows him to create for guys around the rim, but also for wide open shooters from the weak side on drive and kick opportunities. He gets a paint touch pretty much whenever he wants. This is tough camera work, but I loved the possession, so apologies. I believe there's this one. Again, source video, lighting issues, apologies again. But the way that he gets to his spots, draws those extra defenders, and then the vision is always, what's the best play? It's never, how can I get mine? Where is the corner shooter? It's not one-dimensional. It's multifaceted decision-making, vision, and the versatility that we see in his scoring and his playmaking is a real testament to his basketball IQ, his feel, and how effortlessly and quickly he processes and maps the entire floor. It's incredibly, incredibly rare at this age. So handoff right here, just goes into isolation, shrugs out the defender, attracts gap help. So now that he's in the paint, he has now attracted all 5 defenders collapsing down into the paint. Instead of forcing something over Cam Boozer here, he instead just kicks out to his teammate who he knows is going to be wide open in the corner. Easy corner 3. Brings the ball up, pick and roll, goes to split it. Defense does a nice job creating a bit of chaos, clogging up his vision. He resets. Again, high pick and roll, and drop defender isn't exactly where he needs to be. Gets a little too narrow in his positioning, and Peterson exploits it, attacks downhill, and changes his release angle. And he could try and take a shot here. We saw him execute a few of these shots where he dropped it high off the board, but that's really tough. And instead, let's try and see if we can get that to pause. He switches his hands and kicks out with his left, right on the money to the corner shooter. College shooters, NBA shooters, this shot's going up 10 times out of 10. Instead, swings it. Bundalo gets a decently clean look, doesn't fall, but that's all created by Peterson's ability to collapse the defense and get downhill. So here, sorry, the camera angle's a little tight. I wasn't in charge of it. But I loved it, how he just toys with the defense, keeps his dribble alive. And from this angle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders all in the paint, all focused on him. That's called gravity. This is what gravity looks like right here. And I love how he doesn't force it. It's just keep the dribble alive. A little hesitation gets these guys reeling. Just that little hesitation gets him to take that half step back. And now Peterson's able to attack downhill, split the defenders. And from here, since he attracted all 4 defenders on him right now, weak side guy has to collapse down on the big to not give up that dunk. But Peterson's eyes are looking at that weak side. He sees the rotation down, changes the release angle out here, one-handed skip pass, wide open corner three. ISO possession here, paint touch, kicks out. So this one isn't overly complicated, but I love the decision-making, the vision, and then the activity once he gives up the ball. So from here, again, 5 defenders in the paint because of him. He kicks out. That's their center, so not totally shocking that he's wide open. NBA level, that might be going up. But Peterson immediately kicks back out to relocate, reset, and then pick and roll, hesitation, drives, again, secures it through the dig, has that strength to fight through, and he's getting mauled here. All 5 defenders still in the paint, and now he kicks out. And what does he do? Does he stay stagnant? Nope. He immediately relocates, but his teammate puts up the 3. Really fun stuff. Similar thing here. Collapses yet again, fights through. Really impressive strength, creating those off-ball opportunities for versatile off-ball scorers. This is the one where we get multiple driving kick opportunities. Draws both defenders, gets to the block, all 5 defenders below the free throw line. This one relocating out with Winners Grady, understandable given his ability as a shooter. Peterson reads it, high release point, skips it out to his teammate, right on the money. Once he realizes that his teammate's driving, Peterson then kicks out. I love the activity, and now we go into long closeout, shot fake. Cool, 1 defender's gone, now we got 5-on-4 situation. In and out dribble, defender has to collapse down into this driving lane a little bit, so he just makes a simple read, kicks out, strong side, wing shooter, Winners Grady, really clean look, money. Against Columbus here, empty corner pick and roll, and bully ball as he spins middle. All of the defenders are just always focused on him. Again, 5 defenders below the free throw line, no panic. He doesn't get rattled. And as he rises up out of that spin, he's met with Cam Boozer. A lot of guys would be like, oh, screw that. I want nothing to do with that. And, rightfully so. Boozer's awesome. Peterson decides he doesn't want to test him. So instead, he'll use that shooting gravity, that ability to attract all 3 defenders, and just kick out to his nasty spot of 3-point shooting teammate, Winners Grady. Really clean look at 3. Money. Peterson is constantly creating really high-level looks for his teammates around the rim, on the perimeter, and it's all because of that ability to get to wherever he wants, toy with defenders, and force those weak side rotations that free up opportunities for active off-ball scorers. So where does that leave us with Darryn Peterson? The Kansas Jayhawks freshman has the opportunity to be a real sensation, not just in college basketball, but the NBA. Where his skill set is currently at is fascinating. And then you combine it with the physical tools and the ability, the way he glides on the court. He just toys with defenders. It's very obvious that high school is way too easy for him right now. And I cannot wait to see him in Big 12 play. So going up against some of those defenses, we're really going to see his offensive skill set tested to the highest level. We know that he can score in the mid-range, score at the rim, score from outside, but he can also create for teammates around the rim, in the mid-range, from outside. And then the defense is only going to get better as his offensive workload shifts. Not necessarily lessens, but gets different. I think Peterson will be at his best as a 2-guard, as that secondary creator. I don't think he's a point guard. I don't think he's the type of 2-guard who transitions into a 1 like James Harden did. But given where his playmaking's at, I'm not going to rule it out. I think there's a very real route that's how his development goes. A lot of basketball left to be played, but there's a reason why everyone is glowing about the top 3-4 prospects in the 2026 NBA draft. And Darryn Peterson is one of the top names and top reasons why the top of next year's draft looks so incredibly fun.